The entire team at Emsolation want to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. We want to recognise that we are recording and telling our stories on the stolen land of our country's first storytellers. We wish to pay our respects to all Wurundjeri elders and ancestors, and to extend that respect to any First Nations peoples who listen to Emsolation. We recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples' continued connection to the land and waters of this country, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Always was, always will be.
You're in Emsolation.
I'll let it keep playing, it's fine. I have ADHD, so it's going to distract me and I'm going to want to sing it. So we'll just let it play out. There we go. Okay, great. So I don't even know where to begin. For those of you who don't know, and there won't be many of you, because if you listen to this podcast, you can't escape Wicked. It's my emotional support musical. I've seen it many times. I was explaining to you, it's the first show I ever saw on Broadway after I'd been mugged. And instead of going to the police, I went to see Wicked. So
theatre is your therapy. Wicked is your therapy.
Wicked theatre. I'm a musical theatre kid, but I don't have the range, sadly. There's no leads written for contraltos. Let's be honest.
Well, there should be.
I played all the male roles in the musicals. Let's be real clear about this. I have nothing up there, but I am a massive fan. And you achieved something last week, which we will get to once I get you to kind of give yourself a little bit of a reset for those who aren't across you. And if you're not, shame on you. You achieved something last week that was so inspirational. I burst into tears when I heard about it. I immediately wanted to tell everybody. I have told everybody. I contacted our friend Rob Mills and said, you have to help me get in contact with Jemma. And I said to the boys, we're doing an emergency podcast because
which kind of fits in with my emergency show.
Exactly. And I don't know if you understand how inspirational what you did will be once lots of people hear about it. Lots of people already know, especially all the musical theatre nerds. But before we get to all of that, Jemma Rix, how did you get into musical theatre? I know you were 4. Respect. So at 4 years of age, you knew.
Oh, I was just singing and dancing, you know.
What was your favourite musical as a kid?
Oh, gosh, that's kind of tricky. Probably Annie.
Annie. But I wanted to be Miss Hannigan.
Hair.
This is
See?
how.
Miss Hannigan. I loved Miss Hannigan.
Same.
Yeah.
Miss Hannigan. I wanted Annie to die in a fire. Little girls at a very young age, I would walk around swinging fake pearls. Little girl. Again, in my key.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I had the key. She had the range for that. Fuck it, Annie. Same as me.
Yes,
same. Yeah,
yes. So it definitely was Annie, but I still, I loved Oliver. I loved all of them. I actually did gravitate and still do to the darker characters.
Oh, dude. The Disney villains, the queens, my favourite. I had a massive crush on Scar.
Oh, my God, I love Scar.
And Jafar and his winged eyeliner. That was my sexual awakening when Aladdin and Jafar were wrestling. I was like, something is happening to me.
What about, this isn't a musical, but like Catwoman? With Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. And Halle Berry.
Well,
all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I always loved the villains.
Me too.
Yeah, they're interesting.
So I basically, as soon as I was able to sort of speak and move, I was dancing and singing and so that was, and I was just, when I think back, I was so fearless and I just think it's so lovely to think back at that pure time where you just didn't care what anyone
I think you're pretty fearless still now, babe. Considering what you did last week, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's still there.
There's still this deep undercurrent of like, oh God, everyone love me, please. You know.
You're a performer. Of course, babes.
That's it.
Give us validation or get out.
That's it.
So when did you got your first professional musical when?
Well, yeah, so basically I didn't do the conventional sort of way.
Good.
So I'm a little bit, left
She's
of the middle in
she's
that.
wild
Yeah,
card.
yeah, a little bit.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So
No whopper, no niter.
No.
She doesn't need it.
No. In saying that, kids, I do wish that I had that in the sense of
It's part of your raw talent.
Yeah.
You're not too trained. You're not there over enunciating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So basically I just did amateur theatre.
Yeah.
And so I, dance school, acting classes, did whatever I possibly could after school was what I did. And then, it just wasn't in sort of my stars. And so I did amateur theatre and loved that, but then I did a beauty therapy apprenticeship. So I left school after year 10.
you, babe?
Yeah, so I can like do a mean Brazilian wax.
Yes. I love what a slashy. That's the best slashy I've ever heard. Broadway theatre production, musical star and waxer.
Yeah, it's a good storyline.
Love it. Totally. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Write a musical. If only we knew someone who could star in it. Yes, I love it. Like Waitress, but for beauticians.
Yes,
do it.
Exactly.
Oh, I'd love to hear you sing It Used to Be Mine.
Oh, yes. I love singing.
Would you go up for that if it came here?
Yeah, well,
fuck yeah.
It was weird. It was this weird thing where they did actually.
Yeah, Delta was meant to do it.
Is that what it was? So I did actually
I
audition
love Delta.
for it.
I mean, all respect to Delta, but I'd rather hear Jemma Rix sing it.
Well, maybe I could be the alternate.
No. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Because the way Shoshana sings it, Shoshana Bean.
I saw her live do it on Broadway.
Shut up.
I did. I know. I couldn't.
But that woman's voice is illegal.
Yes.
What a fucking thing. And still now, we'll talk about age. Her voice is still. Mwah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I'd love to see you in Waitress. Okay, sorry, continue derailing you. Yeah.
So basically, I was doing that, and that's how I thought my life was going to be, was that my passion and my love was a hobby in a sense. Oh. And then I worked
Little
full time.
beautician. Yeah, sure.
And I was happy, but what happened was I finished my apprenticeship. I was probably, 20? And I just thought, why don't I just do something crazy? I lived in a small beach town in the Central Coast, New South Wales. And I thought, why don't I just move? I had a friend who was doing a dance course down here in Dance World.
Yeah.
And she said, why don't you come and live with me and just work in like a cafe or something like that and just audition for things, do singing lessons.
And you're not ADHD?
No.
Okay, wow.
No.
Okay.
Well, not that I
Very
know
ADHD of you to do that. I respect that. I'm moving to Melbourne.
But maybe
Who
I
knows?
am. I don't know.
I mean, of course, lots of people do believe it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes. I love it though. Yes. You took a chance.
Yes, took a chance and just jumped in and just started doing some auditions and things like that. And then what happened was then a open call for Universal Studios in Japan happened.
Love this story.
Yeah. And so I went and I auditioned. They audition all around the world, basically, for all different shows that are in the theme parks in Osaka. And basically I got the role of a Monsters rock and roll show. It was Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, you're famous for that now, though. Yeah. Yes. Good.
So I got that, which was just amazing. It was my first time ever working like professionally, full time. I get to go and live in Japan. Like it was. I can't
Did
speak
you
of that.
Sing in Japanese?
Little bits. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was the most wild experience because then you do these separate little showcase things which are more in Japanese and their Japanese style, which is like, crazy. Wow. And so you're wearing these wild costumes. Like you would love it.
Yes, I would. Yeah. Sounds so good.
And then just stars aligned where I was doing that show. They were building this Land of Oz. They had 2 shows in there. They were doing a condensed version of Wicked. So 30
minutes.
Version. Yeah, 30 minutes.
Of course. For me, my attention span, as long as Defying Gravity's in there, I'm okay with it.
And that's how it ended. It's Defying Gravity.
Some would argue.
Yeah. Exactly. Some people have left.
And I often said to Rob, my toilet song is Dancing Through Life. Sorry. I always thought the Dance Through Life, you could cut that forever and I would not miss it. He gets very upset. Rob Mills, of course, played Fiora. Yep. I'm like, that's the song I go to the toilet in. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that in the 30-minute version?
No. So there you go. You're on the money there.
So were you Elphaba in the 30-minute version?
Yeah, so they got me to audition. They then, and how it works there, because it's 30-minute shows, you do multiple shows. So they have 3 casts. So then there were 2 other companies as well.
You're not singing Defying Gravity every 30 minutes?
No, but I still had to do it up to 3 times a day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but 21. So it's
fine.
like endurance athlete easy. So basically it was just one of those things where I just was like right place, right time. And
had the talent. Well, please don't underplay that part.
Okay.
I won't have you do that.
No. So I did that for like 9 months. And then when I came back to Australia, it was the best experience ever. Loved it.
Training. Like it's fucking intense. It's the best training you could possibly do. Boot camp.
Yep. And that's kind of how I work anyway as a person.
Same.
Like I'm not a person who's theory based. I'm
Get
action.
in and roll around. Do it. Just fucking I'll learn it as I go.
That's me.
Yeah.
So like when I went for my L's, sorry, I digress.
Definitely not ADHD here.
No.
It's fine. Yeah.
I think I like failed like 5 times or something. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But then when I went for my P's first go.
Same. I failed my L so many times.
So I was embarrassed. I went to a different RTA because I had to fill out a whole other form because I'd failed so many times.
I'm not studying. I'm just going to turn up and wing it.
Yeah, that's what I did. And
same.
Yeah, that
didn't work out
no.
well. It's all right.
A bit of a trauma here, but that's what a podcast's for, right?
That's what performance is for.
But peas, got them straight away.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I work as a person. And so, so then I came back to Australia, got an agent because I didn't even have an agent. Got an agent, started auditioning for some shows, did well but never got anything. And then I was working at Baker's Delight, I then worked in a sports clothes store. Then Wicked came along to audition and I just remember just thinking I didn't care, like same obsession. I didn't care. I could have even been a dresser. Do you know what I mean? Like I just wanted to be
near it.
Within that. Exactly. And so I was happy to take whatever was offered. And so I did the audition process. The best thing that happened for me was that because I had done the Japan one, I had confidence. And
I like, who's this bitch singing Defying Gravity like she owns it?
exactly.
Yeah, I
and
love
like,
it.
if I didn't have that Japanese experience, then there's no way that I could have had the vocal sound and practice that I
And you
had.
cannot be timid singing that song, especially. You got to go in like you own that bitch.
Exactly.
And you did.
So I had this confidence and I think they literally like, who is this person? Because I was 21, 22, I think at the time. And so I was like, who is this person? Anyway, they were cautious about casting me because they didn't know who I was. I hadn't done any degree in music.
You're Jemma Rix. Fucking hell.
Well, back then I was Gemma Stevenson.
Oh, right.
And so then they made me, they didn't actually offer me a contract. And I was devastated. And I was crying.
Yeah.
And all the drama that comes with it because I wanted it so bad.
Of course.
No matter what part. And then I think they went back to the drawing board and they said, let's just get her to do some more scene work. So I think they weren't sure about my acting skills. And so I then did some more scene work. It got sent to New York and then I got it then straight after that. And they said, you're the standby. And I was like, well, what's the standby? Like I didn't even know what that meant. And they basically said, you're going to go on when Amanda Harrison, who was cast, when she's off. And I was like, oh my God, so I'm like the next person in line to play the role. I don't even have to do anything else except for that. I was just floored. Floored.
Oh my God. And when did you get to like, what night did Amanda what was your first?
Well, that was terrifying.
Oh my God.
So basically because, the role is just ginormous.
It's enormous.
So I knew that I was going to go on at some point because it's so full on.
Yeah.
So it was in the previews, but the hardest thing was that I hadn't even been on the stage.
What?
Yeah.
You hadn't blocked it?
No, because I'd watched the whole thing, which is amazing.
But not the same as blocking, as stepping through with your body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And wings, like I didn't know which wings she was going out of because you're at the front. So I'm like, which wing is she? So and so they said, you're going to be on. And at that point,
girl,
I don't think we had a matinee. So it was a Friday night, a preview, and then we had the Saturday day off. So they said, okay, we're going to do the whole show and then you're going to be on Saturday night.
Jesus Christ.
And so, it was like the suitcase, like I'd never touched the suitcase, the notes, the glasses, like all these fiddly, the sandwich with Dr. Dillerman. And I was like literally.
Even just unwrapping the paper.
I swear to God, it took like 5 minutes. I felt the audience going, and I'm just like, just give me a second, everybody.
There's a moment where Elphaba shares her sandwich with Dr. Dillerman, who's the goat, who's a teacher who's losing his ability to speak. It's very touching.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So that was wild. So I went on and got through it, but it was very, very full on. But I think all of this came from still having belief that I could do it, and that was because I did that Japanese version. I think if they somehow cast me without that, I think I would have been completely freaking out. But there was like this innate, I can do this, which really helped with those moments.
I think you have an innate, I can do this no matter what I do. I have that innate thing.
Yeah.
Like my toxic trait is seeing something and being like, I'm going to do that.
I love that.
Even though I have no fucking business being anywhere near the thing, I'm like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So 1,000 performances later, do you hold the record in Australia for the most Elphaba performances?
It definitely would be in Australia. I'm actually not even sure with the other Elfies, but it's really up there.
You really, you really are everyone's, with a lot of people's favourite. I'm not going to say with respect to Amanda. So your last performance, and we get to the reason I've dragged Jemma Rix in. You get to your last performance, your last emotional bow.
That was it. The end. Book
closed. When?
It was around this time 9 years ago.
Holy shit.
9.
Now, obviously, since then, we've gone on to do many spectacular things. You've done Frozen. You did Ghost. I saw you do Ghost with my friend Rob.
Oh,
he loves you so much. He sent me a picture of your child last night just so I knew how cute your child was. He's like, look at this baby. It would be creepy if any other straight man had friends' babies on hands to send to strangers, but not Rob. He loves your baby. So you've been doing lots and lots of things, but Elphaba specifically.
Yep.
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
Fucking hell.
Yes.
And how old were you 9 years ago?
Oh, God, what am I now? I'm 39.
You're 39.
Yeah.
Sorry that I know that.
Yeah. Yep. So 30.
So you were 30.
Yeah.
And that's what Elphaba's like, she's a teenager in the thing. She's going to college. It makes sense. It's perfect. You've done it. You were amazing. You hold a record. You barely missed a show. And
I felt like I'd done everything with it as well. Like I was like, okay, because that was the thing when I was doing it for all these years. Because the role, it's written so well, like you can find, finesse, fix, like you can really grow. And I think like not all characters do this for you. And I think that's why I was able to do it happily for that long, was that I just kept.
It was always stimulating.
Exactly. I kept growing. I kept going, that I need to fix. I can do it. Or a life experience happened. I was like, I feel this. Like, so I felt really activated.
So you were present for every performance, which is incredible, which is a gift because that's not always the case.
No, exactly. So, so I think that, but by that point, I was like, okay, I think I've actually squeezed as much out of it as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So I really thought I'd never do it again ever.
Until I want you to take me back to last, was it Monday?
It was, yes. I got the phone call on the Sunday.
Tell me all about it.
Okay, so I was lying on.
I'm so excited. I've got chills. I've got chills. I'm already crying. Okay, go.
So I was on the ground playing with my son, Bray.
He's 9 months old.
Yeah, 9 months.
So cute. I've seen the photo.
And, getting ready for his nap. It was Sunday afternoon.
So you had no idea what was about to happen? None.
Absolutely none.
Oh, my God. This is fan fiction. This is fucking musical performer fan fiction. I would write this online. Okay, go. You're playing with your baby. It's a Sunday. It's chill. It's chill.
Yep.
Sunday.
Phone rings.
Who is that?
It's got on my phone, I've got Karen Director. So it's Karen Johnson Mortimer, but she's in my phone as Karen Director.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and you're like, were you instantly like, what's going on?
100%.
Did you know? Did your little intuitive like, oh,
well, I thought she's only calling
for one.
Yeah.
You knew.
Well, yeah.
You fucking knew.
Yeah. So I saw it and
Did you nearly not answer?
No. The curiosity was what got me.
Too much, yeah.
So I answered it, but apparently I answered all these. Hello. She laughed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What did she say? Tell me everything.
She said, are you sitting down?
You're like, I'm lying down with my child that I birthed 9 months ago.
And I said, And she said, we're in a bit of a spot.
Shit. You knew that.
I knew that was
straight
it.
away. You're like, oh, my God, I'm going to have to do it. Did you start thinking, oh, my God, what's this
my
gonna
face,
take?
which is my little thing anyway, my face started to go bright red.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I started to get all sweaty. And she said, we, have Elphabas, but it's, we're thin, colds, flus, COVID, all the things.
Yeah.
And the show's, not safe, basically. And I think they were almost not going to have the show on.
You're a hero, Jemma. You're a fucking hero. Yeah, go.
They were almost not going to have the show on Sunday night. So I think that's what.
Holy shit.
It ended up happening. Yeah. So it was fine.
That's hectic.
But I think that was the bit where they were like, okay, we can't have this happen because, obviously there's so many people that want to see the show, bought tickets for the show. You can't have that. And so I think that's why I got the call. And she said, how do you feel? She even said, she goes, look, is this completely like absolutely a no straight away, not even possible?
You're like, babes, I failed my L's 4 times. I'm not afraid.
No, I'm not afraid.
This is a yes. I might not have any business, but I'm going to fucking give it a crack. That's my life motto. That's on my family crest. I'll give it a crack.
I'll give it a crack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I love that.
So what did you say?
So I think because I've just done little bits and pieces along the way. So my voice
is still excellent.
Well,
no, it's fucking you. Sorry. Continue. Sorry.
So I haven't been
trashing it.
Well, yeah,
it's
and just
fresh.
Yes, and but enough to be fit enough. And so I thought, okay, it's not impossible. But in my head, I was like, but I'll need like a week or something like that. Anyway, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to say yes.
Great.
Yep. And she's like, okay, fantastic. And then it was just like, go, go, go. Company manager then texted me after that and said, can you come in tomorrow? We'll do a sing through with Dom. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do the staging. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do the tech stuff, levitation, quick change. There's a trapdoor thing. And But it was so funny. It was like they never wanted to say you have to be on because I think they wanted me to always feel like I was somehow.
You did not have a choice. You never had a choice. But that's cute of them. That's kind. That's kind. But come on, guys.
That's it.
Not my first fucking musical.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, it's my choice. At any point I can just walk away. At any
not.
point. Love it. Yes. They're so worried and upset about the show. They're calling Elphaba from 9 years ago. But it's your choice.
Yeah, that's it.
Great.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
So I went in on the Monday. I called my mother-in-law, who was just amazing. I was just like,
I love your mother-in-law. It's why you're here today.
That's why I'm here today as well.
Her.
I know.
Tell her I said hello.
I will.
Yes.
So basically I said, okay, this is what's happening. Are you able to spot my baby for a few days?
I would have spotted your baby. Yeah. Call me next time. Call me. Yeah.
And so graciously she said yes.
Of course.
And so that was all sorted.
How exciting.
So then I went in on that Sunday, then I put Bray down to bed, face is bright red. I then go through the boxes because where is my script? It was 9 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I didn't have the script even then.
It's still here.
Then So I found the script. I found my shoes boots, which is a whole other thing that I can tell you about. So then I just started warming up and singing, just going, is it there? Ran through some of the dialogue.
What's going on in your mind and your body mentally? Like, are you just full adrenaline?
Full adrenaline.
Panicked, excited?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. It wasn't actually really fear. Because, fear can really stop you.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So I think it was that. It was that nervous excitement.
I'm doing this thing.
Yeah. It's happening. It's like sizzling in my body.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What an injection of life.
Oh.
And one's probably enough. Maybe a couple more times.
Yeah.
But that's you got the hit. I'm here if you need like a good wing attack, wing defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Probably don't need to go through that level of sheer again.
Yeah.
But fuck, what a rush.
It was such a rush.
So you're doing the script.
Yep. So then I only got through Act 1 because I realised I was like, gosh, it's a lot of material to get through. He woke up from his nap and I was like, I haven't even looked at Act 2.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I didn't do Act 2 because now my life is different.
Act 2 is not as important. Yeah. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
So and then I just turned up on the Monday, the next day, and went through the whole music. They had it all taped up. I was in the rehearsal room. But because there weren't any other characters, I didn't know where I was going. So I was kind of like, there was some bits where I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, no, where do I go there? And I'd say to Dom, like, who's trying to do the script while he's playing the underscore. And I know, bless him. And I was just like, sorry. And he's going, oh, it's okay. So basically I've said to myself, don't panic.
No.
Because you're going to do staging tomorrow. There'll be more people. That will stimulate things inside you.
Muscle memory. Did 1,000 million performances. It's in there.
Yeah.
It's in your blood. It's in your cells.
But I sang quite well. So I was like, okay, it's there. And then that was that day. And then the next day did staging with the director, Karen Johnson-Mortimer, and the Amazing Swings. And they played multiple characters for me and moved me around. And the funniest thing was actually my exits and entrances. So I forgot where I would go and what was next. So that part for some weird reason wasn't in the brain. But as soon as I was on stage and someone would say a line, bloop, it would just come out.
Yeah, love that.
So that was kind of how it was. So I just had to have this weird
faith.
Yeah.
But you've earned that faith in yourself. There's precedence, like it's okay. Yeah.
So so did the staging, and then on that day after we finished rehearsal, they basically said that thing of like, so what do you think?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you decide.
Sure. Did you know this was gearing up to Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had the feeling because it was just obviously boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I just thought, okay, if I can possibly just do the night show. So, but at the end of the day, I still sort of said, if you need me for the matinee, then that's how it will be.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do a few more little things.
Yes.
I got to do a couple of scenes with Simon, who's the wizard, and Robin, who's the Madame Morrible, and just to sort of feel comfortable with these, for them to feel comfortable with me too. And so basically they said, okay, it's looking like you can have the matinee off. We'll do all the tech stuff before the show, the matinee, and then you'll be on that night.
Amazing.
And I said, okay. I jumped.
Oh, my God.
I jumped.
Oh, my God. Now Wednesday rolls around. And when word gets out amongst musical theatre nerds.
Well, wait.
Okay, go.
So we're doing the levitation. We're doing all that. Okay, and then it's like, okay, Jem, you've got now, a few hours to just relax. And then Jess, the company manager, comes in to my dressing room, which is a spare room they've put me in. And she said, we're going to do a post. And that was it.
It was nuts.
Because I was hoping to go under the radar.
Absolutely not. I would never have forgiven you. I can't believe I didn't get there. I couldn't get there in time because I only found it with an hour to spare. She's fucking right. Marketing genius. Joel Creasy dropped everything so quickly and he texted me, Gemma, what's going on? I was like, are you drunk? Gemma, it's not going on. It's been 9 years. And he's like, she's going on. I'm getting a ticket. And then all these people were like, oh my God, I'm supposed to go see another show. Do you know how many shows missed out on audience members? Because every gay and musical theatre nerd in Melbourne was in a fucking abject panic. Did that show sell out?
Oh, it looked pretty full out there.
It sold out.
Pretty full.
Let's say it sold out. It was like we found out Beyonce was coming to town for one night only for a secret show. Fuck me. You should have seen me. I dropped my phone because I said to Joel, you're lying. We were beside. He went. He was there by himself. We were beside ourselves. You don't understand the electric. And then when I started getting a glimmer of the story you've just told, I was like, she is a fucking hero. Oh. So talk me through. Okay.
So that was the moment
and
where I was
did you
like,
just get hammered?
Yeah. So basically, then I said, okay, well, I'm not looking at social media until after the show.
Good.
I'm not looking at my phone.
It was all love. It was all excitement.
Well, this was the thing. So I was just sort of like, okay, I just need to stay focused.
Yeah.
I had obviously some friends who texted me, and so then I, wrote back to those people to say, I know this is bananas.
No,
Can't believe this is happening.
It's fucking crazy.
But I just tried to stay calm. The best thing was, you really get close with your makeup team.
Of course.
And so Kelly Ritchie, who has done she did Frozen as well, but then also all through my Wicked years, and years and years, she
your
had a baby.
Emotional support buddy at work. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, one of the producers knows this, that we're bonded for life, and so he actually flew her down.
Oh my God, this is magic! I wish this was a documentary. I wish someone had filmed it.
I know.
This would fucking rate his tits off. I'll film it. Let's recreate it. Oh my God, he flew them. Oh
yeah, yep. So she came
was
down.
There?
Yep, she was there for me, and she hadn't. Oh, actually, I lied because she did some greening for Sheridan for publicity.
Greening, is that what it's called?
Yeah, greening.
I love it.
Yeah.
Greening.
So she had actually touched the paintbrush.
But doesn't matter.
Before. But anyway, it was still, she hadn't touched my face for 9 years of green. So so just sat down together.
Was she green? Did you
well, I was because I was kind of like, oh no, because I hate the greening.
Yeah. Have we come a long way in the greening? Is there more body stocking involved or still a lot of greening?
Yeah, still a lot of greening. Ears, chest,
in your hair.
Hands.
Yeah, you still got a little bit, just a tiny bit.
I know, nails.
Love the nails.
Yeah. So it was kind of like awesome, but then I'm like, that's the bit that I don't like.
It's just once. It's just doing it once. It's okay, guys.
That's exactly.
Yeah. It's all right. Don't have to do this every time. 9 shows a week. It's fine.
So basically it felt like home because she was with me. Mm-hmm. I made sure I said to them, look, I'm going to be pretty heightened, so I need that hour with people not
I'm like a racehorse that needs to put blinders on before I go on stage. I can't be around the band.
No, I'm the
I've got to go in.
I'm so the same.
And afterwards I have to go to bed. I don't have people party after shows.
Me too.
Yeah, there's a lot of boxes being ticked for you today.
Yes.
Yeah, right, great. Yeah, I find you're either one or the other with performers, but I cannot go. Rob Mills socialises after shows.
He needs that to do what happens to us naturally afterwards.
Correct.
Which is just like, okay.
Yeah. He is a pest after shows. Let's go out. I'm like, no, I'm going home to cry.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I need to go home and cry and be in a darkened space.
That's it.
Like a fucking racehorse.
That's it.
So you had to get in primed.
Yeah, so I had that time with her to just sort of just...
And she knows no speaking, quiet, painting.
She's just one of those people like she's so special. She always is able to articulate the best thing to say in moments where I'm at my most vulnerable, basically.
She trained my husband, because he knows the exact wrong thing to say at the exact wrong moment. It's a skill. It's a skill. So she's there with you, just you and her, and you're slacking.
Yeah, yep. And so then it was like as soon as I heard the music, as soon as the show, they did the announcement. So
my God, the announcement!
Yeah.
Tonight, the role.
Yes.
Shut up. I'm getting chills. My whole body chills.
And I can
I would have cried if I was in the theatre. I would have cried.
I can hear the tenor, the speaker.
Do the voice. Do it. Do what happens. Say it. Say it.
Oh my God.
Say it.
The role
Do
of
it.
tonight's performance of Elphaba is guest star Jemma Rix.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How did you feel? Like, how did your body react to that?
Then I started to get a little bit like laughing.
Did the audience, did you hear the response?
Yes.
It was raw.
It was a roar. And that's what made me laugh.
God,
and so I was just like, so then I was more almost like out of body where I was like, how is
It's
this?
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to survive it, you had to keep it on the DL with yourself for the 3 days leading in.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the moment you let the little bit of light in just to realise what the fuck you're about to do.
That's it.
Yeah. And then you shut it again.
Yes.
To get through it.
And I mentally, if you're interested in my mental
I am.
state, so I mentally, and I said this to Karen, and it's weird, I tell people things too. So it's sort of like I'm telling you how I'm processing it. So then it's also letting them know where I'm vulnerable. So I would say to them, I am going to do the best I can, but I'm going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure.
Setting the expectation.
Exactly. And so.
And for yourself.
Yes. And then they give me what I'm needing, which is like, doesn't matter. And I'm like, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, as long as we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They're
so,
just glad you're fucking there.
and that's what,
by the way.
Exactly. And that's what everybody was saying.
It's like getting the highest of caliber. You're not just some ring in. You're the Elphaba. They didn't just get some
9
third
years
rate.
ago,
Doesn't
Elphaba.
matter. They didn't just get some third rate. They got tip of the tip of the top. Okay, so let's not play this like, oh, they've done you a favour. No. Absolutely fucking not. Okay, so let's just remember that. It's like if the the Brazilian 100-meter men's relay team needed a sub, Usain Bolt could still come in and fucking slay.
Yeah,
all right,
good.
you are Usain Bolt. Okay, go.
So basically it was like I gave myself space by saying mistakes will be had.
He's from Jamaica, the Jamaican relay team. Sorry, yep, go. Mistakes will be made.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I will not sing notes in certain ways, and there's going to be little glitches, and there's going to be – so it's basically saying to myself, set these things up so when little moments happen, you don't spiral and go, oh, shit, I made a mistake.
You're the only one who notices the little things though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that was kind of how
of
I
course.
mentally was
I love that.
being okay with it all.
Yeah.
I was not striving to be perfect.
Although you are. Let's not lie to each other. There's two. Are you an eldest daughter?
Yes.
The two perfectionist eldest daughters, type A personalities sitting opposite each other. Don't lie to it. Don't kid a bitch. Okay. I'm not going to be perfect. I fucking will be. And if I don't, I'll stay up and think about every note I didn't hit and every line I fucked up and every staging I didn't hit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fine.
And so that's why I had to
That's why we're the best.
Yes, but this is why I had to give myself that permission.
Good.
Because otherwise you don't jump.
No.
So I was like, okay. And there were moments, no doubt, where I was like, oh, that sounded funny.
No, you slayed. You fucking slayed. I read everything. I was up all night last night reading it. Yeah, go. So you hear, you go, they call you, it's your call, 5-minute call, let's go.
Yep. And so, spectacles are on.
Backstage is everyone like,
oh my God. And that was a whole nother thing. So
the cast.
The response, yes. So the response from the general public was
huge.
Crazy.
Mate.
And I did not expect
I dropped my phone.
Because I was like, okay.
You're beloved.
But it's been 9 years. We live in a culture, society where, honestly, let's be honest, we're in things move on.
Not wicked. Not wicked. Not Elphaba. Not defying gravity.
I was
ever.
Yeah. But
We'll
like,
never
I don't know.
move on.
I just had that thought. Like people, there might be some people that be like, oh, that's great, Jemma. It was just, the response was huge. But then
I carry
also
this around. I literally carry like a weapon. This is a snow globe that I carry around with me. I sleep in this t-shirt every night. What do you mean people aren't going to care? You're crazy.
And so I also think like the company that just it blew me away, their excitement for me. They're all very young too, and that's another thing that
you're a hero.
Well,
you do understand Beyonce walked in. Yeah, I'm not surprised the cast were fucking excited for you.
And so that helped me too with feeling like so supported.
Yeah. And you're Glinda. Obviously, you know Glinda well, Courtney.
Yes.
How exciting.
Yes. And it was so weird because I spoke to her when she was doing all the auditions for it. And
of course.
And so she would always randomly say, I wish it would be you. And, and I'm just like, and I'd be like, no, I've done my time.
Because you were Elsa and she was Anna in Frozen, just so everyone knows, Courtney.
Yes. And basically then I never thought that it would ever actually happen. And so and then I saw opening night.
Yeah.
So, which was just a magical experience for me to see the show from that side, to not be connected to it, in any way. And just enjoy the story, enjoy knowing what it takes to get to that point too. And like all of that sort of stuff came to me. I got to sit next to Lucy Durack, who was my Glinda.
I know.
Which was also...
Did your whole body do this when you were watching?
Yes, both of us.
I did.
We were both doing things.
And I know something about... Yeah. Yeah,
and you kind of hold...
I was with Lucy on Saturday night.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the best.
I love her.
I did think of her when you got the call.
Yeah.
I thought...
Yeah.
Lucy would love to get that call.
I know.
And she would be ready.
Oh, of course.
She would need 3 days.
No.
She could roll in 5 minutes before.
Amen.
You know her as well as I do.
I do.
Lucy Durack, don't want to be her understudy, legendary. Legendary. Same with you. You don't want to be Jemma Rix's understudy. Those poor bitches that were your alternates never saw the light of stage, did not see a spotlight. Okay, so your side of stage.
Yeah, so side of stage, and I go up the stairs. There's this really funny video. I don't know if you've actually seen it. Kelly Ritchie posted it of me going up the stairs while the show's going, because obviously
I'll find it. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Please do send it to me.
And I'm quite jovial and quite laughing and just, because I think I'd surrendered, I'd committed. So then I was just like, well, we're on for the ride. That was kind of where my head was at. And then I stood behind the clock face and I had the suitcase, which was not my suitcase. It was a different suitcase, but it just was like, I was just laughing. I was actually laughing.
Standing behind the clock face.
I know. Ready
what
to
an
go.
iconic. Did someone get a photo of you?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. I've got some great photos.
Iconic.
Yeah. And so I stretched, which is what I used to do. So squat and stretch. But then I was just laughing. I was actually in a bit of hysterics.
What the hell am I about? Who am I? What's going on right now? I love it.
What's happening?
I love it. Okay.
So, and then it goes to that bit, which, I don't know what it is about that music, but when Glinda's saying, it was a long time ago.
Oh, I know.
And we were both very young. And the crowd, when I ran out, and then my whole body's going like this.
Oh, my God.
And the whole crowd
came
crazy.
Off.
Yeah. And I was laughing.
I've got so many body chills right now. Oh, my God. How did you not cry through the whole, in for good when you were holding Glinda's hand?
Oh, I did hold, yeah. So there were definite moments.
How did you not cry in for good?
So there were definite moments where I wanted to.
And none of it seems to matter. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And when you split into harmony, I would have lost my mind.
I know. It was when I say it well may be that we will never meet again. And I was laughing because I was like, well, that's not happening.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. But actually when we were doing the tech of the levitation, I had Courtney with me and I had the broomstick and I said to her, I was like, come with me, think of what we could do together. And I then started to well up. And that was when I was like, okay, you need to check yourself because you can't sing and cry at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Together we're unlimited.
Oh.
And this is why I don't know what you do as well, because when you're alone on the stage, it's even...
I cry all the time.
It's a whole other level. But what I tend to do is when I'm feeling really vulnerable, and particularly with people that you love on stage, it's like this intensity. And so that's what I felt. I was like, because I'm so vulnerable and I had the broomstick and we're teching and I looked at her and I'm like, together we're, and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to cry. And then she started getting teary. I was like, I got to hold my shit together.
And together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been.
Glinda, dreams, the way we planned them.
Don't, I'll sing that song. On the night, during Defying Gravity, what the fuck? When you hit that, then the crap, was that another worldly moment when you were?
Yeah, so basically what happened was you're thinking also you got to get in the apparatus.
Yes.
So, which is good because you're kind of distracted. And so I was kind of like, it's so dark and all this stuff and it's not really in your body in a sense. So it's kind of like, oh God. And so I was distracted, which is great. And then as soon as I started to take off and then I heard the crowd, I was just like, the adrenaline was like a million and my voice was just, and in my head I was like, calm down.
I know, because it's not like you...
I'm like, you've still got to get through
Have you done It's me? Have you done the doing It's me? Is that
It's me, yeah, because the best bit is you go, it's not her. Yeah. She has nothing to do with it. I'm the one you want. So you've got this. It's me. Yeah, and so, the takeoff is on It's Me.
Yeah.
And then the crowd...
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I've studied it. Many times.
But the crowd was so loud, I actually couldn't hear the music very well at the beginning. And so I was like, oh, looking at Dom because I was like, go stay in time. Like,
oh, my God.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and then basically in my head I was actually constantly saying just stay calm, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm, relax, stay calm, stay calm.
You did some little extra little things that you like that I have. You really fucking went for it. I listened to the desk recording because I'm such a nerd. I found it on Reddit. Some person recorded it through their hearing loop.
Which is a pretty raw sound.
No, it's great.
Okay.
You slayed.
Okay.
But I noticed some things at the end of Defying Gravity that you keep that like it's just a little bit of spice. A little Rick spice you threw in there. I loved it.
Yeah. So it just kind of, it's funny, like when I did I'm Not That Girl, the low note, I think it's an E, whatever. I'm not that girl.
That's like my happy place.
It's like your belt.
I love an E.
No,
yeah. That's my belt. That's my high note. Yeah.
But I could never do that. So I would always go, I'm not that girl.
Oh, you didn't have to do it this time.
No. So every time I did it leading up, I was like, oh, the note's just there now. So it's amazing what age does. And there was sort of like that was just fun to sort of feel and go, oh, wow, this is a different type of
How was
Elphie.
The Wizard and I? Because really, that's the sneakily hardest song. Everyone thinks Defying Gravity's tough, but The Wizard and I is fucked.
Yeah, and it's the first one.
Yeah.
So you're really like, where am I at?
Yeah.
Keep it, hold it in. Like it's really about control and pacing.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I knew that I didn't have endurance.
Yeah.
Because I've gone from 0 to 100.
But you have pure adrenaline.
Yes.
And talent.
Yes.
And fucking chutzpah. And belief.
But you can hear there's like the...
I listened. It's perfect. Shut up. I'm not even gonna begin to tell you how good you were. You were fucking pitch perfect bitch. Like, whoa. The witch hit everything. You were so good.
Thank you.
So Defying Gravity ends. So the show ends. You fucking done it. Did you cry?
Oh, so I've got to say, No Good Deeds was when I said to myself, so the whole time I'm like, pace, relax.
Fucked.
Then I thought, you know what? I don't know when I'm going to do this again, so it might not be for a long time.
Tell me.
So I just said, no good deed.
I'm going.
Let it go. And
Have you never done that before?
Well, you don't, because you always got to do another show.
I got chills again. I know. You're singing like you got nothing to lose.
I had nothing to lose.
You don't have to save.
So I was
so good. That's why it was so good.
Yeah, and so all I've got to get through is like full good, which is fine. So yeah, so I literally, because really it's when she's completely lost her mind.
Totally.
And she's just saying
whatever.
Exactly.
Get fucked. Zero fucks left.
So I I went there.
I've got chills again.
Yeah. So that was really fun because she was like, Lady Macbeth. Like
totally.
She was.
They're like, wow, she's really going for it.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
Yeah. So that was really fun too because I was just like, you don't get that luxury normally. So I was like, let's just go. Let's see what happens. Let's give the audience literally everything I've got.
Fucking missed it, Tracy. Give me more notice, bitch. Oh, wow.
So then finished the show and yeah, For Good was beautiful with Courtney and just had that moment of like, wow, that happened. And yeah, and then the adrenaline when the curtain came down and the company literally embraced me, like smothered me. It was just, I just was smiling and laughing the whole time. Like it was just out of this world.
I'm so happy for you.
The only time I went mental was whenever I exited, I didn't know what I was doing.
Somebody wheeled me in the right direction, like Hannibal Lecter. Just tell me where to go.
That's it.
That's my life.
There was someone there because they were like, Jemma doesn't know what she's doing as soon as she exits.
Nor should you have to.
No.
I've had 3 days, dickheads. Yeah.
So I had someone who was literally like, here, and I'm like, and they're like, just poking and grabbing me and then I'd go, where do I enter? And they go, this wing. I go, when? And they go, now. And I'm like, okay.
Good. That's their job. Don't feel bad about that. Oh, my God. I feel like I've had the best sex of my life. This whole episode's felt like porn. I'm pretty sure I've missed an interview. Have I missed my interview? Okay, doesn't matter. I was supposed to do a cross to Toowoomba News because I'm not selling any tickets in Toowoomba, but this was worth it. I don't care. This is going to keep me warm for weeks. You are a fucking hero. I'm so proud of you. And you did it. You not only did it, you smashed it. You slayed. And I want you to know you inspired me, and not much inspires me because I have a dead heart and a black soul. But when I heard about it, I've never felt more uplifted and inspired by a story. And I think this can be translated to any woman's life. You know, it's that thing that lit you up, that you loved, that you thought was gone, and you got another opportunity to do it. And instead of being scared, you grabbed it by both flaps and wrapped yourself in those flaps.
Yep.
And rolled around in it.
Hair-free flaps.
Hair-free flaps, because she's also a beautician. I love that you have a fallback career still at 40. But I don't think I mean, I know if I've gotten to know you now, and I think we're quite similar, and I know that you're probably the type of person that's just like, just move on to the next thing, and you're not going to stop and be like, well done, babes. Please bask in your own light. Well done, babes. Allow yourself a moment of reflection on what you achieved, but also the joy you gave to the musical theatre community. We love you. And I wasn't even there. And
I so wish you were there.
Really? Oh, no, it would have been out of control. It would have been out of control. And also, should this happen again and Jemma is not available, I am ready to go on. Yes. We'll have to lower everything by an entire tone, possibly two. But I just want to say, fucking well done.
Thank you.
I want to look in your eye and say, wow, I'm so fucking proud of you. And every woman listening, AFAB, everyone except straight white men, because you always have the audacity. Take what Jemma did and apply that to your life, because I have stopped, I don't talk to people generally. I told the woman at Coles, I told the man I paid my petrol, like anyone who makes eye contact with me, and I'm autistic, so it's not many people, I'm like, did you hear what Jemma Rix did last week? I told my dad, I told my husband, and I'm just like, I have to get her in. Everybody has to hear the story. Why is this not front page news all over the world? So I'm not even meant to be putting out an episode this week, because I'm meant to be preparing for my own live show. And I'm like, we're doing an episode. It's happening.
Well, thank you. No, thank you for having me and wanting to share it, because I think that's what it is. For me, the essence is that I was scared.
And you did it.
But I did it. And I think that is probably the best feeling that I have from it, that I could have said no. But then look what has happened since saying yes.
Are you going to do it again?
Well, if they need. That's kind of where it's at.
Give me a little text if that's happening?
As soon as I know,
please.
I will text you.
Because if I miss it again, I will not recover.
I will definitely.
And I will cry the whole way through every minute you sing. Hey, do you think you might? Like, what are the chances? Just please don't do it when I'm away. I'm away on tour in July. So can we just the next couple of weeks let me know?
Okay.
But now you stepped in for beautiful Sheridan,
yes.
who I saw incredible.
Yes.
Like, take nothing away from Sheridan.
No, of course not.
But you're fucking Jemma Rix.
But she, to be fair, she even messaged me and said that she's fangirling that I'm going on. Do you know what I mean?
What a queen.
I know.
What a fucking queen.
Yes, she got me peppermint tea, sent me messages. Like, she is the bomb diggity.
And nervous.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I'd be nervous. But don't worry, Jemma has no interest in doing that to herself ever again.
You
are exhausted.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be seeing you in some productions next year.
Yeah. I'll just be, back on the audition slog.
Hadestown's coming.
Oh, yes.
Fucking love. I saw that when I was in New York.
Oh, it's unique, isn't it?
I love that. It's my favourite soundtrack at the moment. It's all I listen to. My 5-year-old Elio, my son's learnt every song. He can sing it all.
That's another role though, like for the guy role. I've forgotten his name, but
Eurydice's. No. Oh no, let's name it. Yes, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, the lead. Yes,
but like same thing. It's like they've written it for like how many people are going to be able to sing that? Like that is
It seems now that people who are writing books and music are just like, we want to fuck singers up.
But it's like they're finding these amazing diamonds in the rough.
Yeah,
but you
can't replicate it.
But this is it. So it's going to be so hard.
And their desire to sell tickets because they know the big notes get votes, right? Yeah. But unfortunately, finding people who can sing them is tough.
Yeah,
like Dear Evan Hansen. That was written for Ben Platt. That's it. Have you met Ben Platt? You met his dad. You met his dad.
Well, yes, I've met his dad. Yeah, in Japan actually.
Oh, I know. I read about it. But yeah, Dear Evan Hansen. I auditioned for that. I didn't get it. I went up for Heidi.
Yeah, you would have been cool.
Yeah, I know I would have been. Yeah, these guys had to go through the audition with me. They heard me do it over and over again. Again, I've never done musical theatre like properly, and Michael contacted me.
This needs to happen, I just have to say.
Michael Castle rang me and he's like, we want you to come in for Heidi. And I'm like, oh, no. I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
So my first ever auditions for a Michael Castle production. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
For Dear
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Never done a thing. No, I love that role, but I wasn't right for it. I mean, I wasn't good enough, if I'm being honest.
Well, no, because
I just wasn't good enough.
No, it's not really about that, because it's actually
I also,
really.
they don't pay you enough.
Well.
And I was demanding probably 4 times more than what they could afford. But I wasn't good enough. But also, you guys don't get paid enough. Holy shit. I hope they paid you $1 million for last week. And if they paid you any cent less than $1 million, we're rioting. Like guns at dawn. Jemma Rix, you're a fucking national treasure.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for the
much
joy.
for having me.
Thank you for the joy you've brought me on so many occasions. I saw you do
You brought me
Elphaba
joy.
so many times. You don't understand. You are my favourite. I love you, Amanda, but let's call a spade a spade. And Rob, I stand by it. Your song is shit. Okay. Thanks, darling.
Thank you.
Bye.
To enjoy today's sealed section of Emsolation, upgrade your experience and join the Extra family with our premium service, Emsolation Extra. You get 2 bonus episodes direct to your favourite podcast app every week in an exclusive feed, as well as an Ask Me Anything where Em and Michael answer your questions. There's over 70 other episodes awaiting you already, plus you'll also get Instagram close friends access, ticket pre-sales, merch discounts, and heaps more. Help Em keep this independent neurodivergent business alive by supporting us for less than $2 a week on our yearly plan or less than $2.50 a week on our monthly plan. Just sign up at emsolation.supercast.com now. Emsolation is recorded at Down the Hill Studios, hosted by Em Rossiano with Michael Lucas. Executive produced by Benjamin Wasley, produced by Em Rossiano. Edited by Ezekiel Fenn and videos by James Henderson. Socials by Benjamin Wasley, Em Rossiano and Marcella Rossiano Barrow, with assistance from Jem Evans and Isabella Hines. Follow us on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast, where you'll find a link in our bio so you can sign up for our weekly newsletter, join other Emsolators at the Emsolation Group on Facebook, follow our YouTube and TikTok channels, and so much more. Help us out by sharing Emsolation with your friends, give us a 5-star rating, and make sure you're following us by hitting the follow button on your favourite podcast app. Thanks for listening and or watching this week's episode, and we can't wait to chat with you again soon.